ChatGPT quietly released something called Developer Mode, which essentially allows you to supercharge your entire ChatGPT experience by connecting it to hundreds, if not thousands, of different tools. Up until now, you've been limited to their small number of connectors natively out of the box, and you could use things like the custom GPT schemas to sneak in things like automations and additional APIs. Now, while the feature is still in development mode and it's not bug-free, it does open the doors for you to be able to use the tools that you know and love and are part of your day-to-day workflow in seconds. So in this video, I'm going to show you one of the many ways you can connect thousands of tools to make your ChatGPT experience that much richer. If you're ready for some automation magic, let's dive in. All right, so if you log into ChatGPT, even on the Plus plan, you can click on this arrow right here, and then it will reveal this Use Connector section. What you have to do is click on this Use Connectors, and then click on Add Sources, and then go on right here, Connect More. Up until now, you've just had access to these existing tools like Gmail, Google Calendar, Google Drive, etc. But when you click on Connect More, now you'll be able to see I have different MCPs. So for example, I have access to the Fireflies.ai note-taking MCP server. And up until now, you've only been able to add custom connectors either on the Teams plan or the ChatGPT Pro plan. But now, if you scroll all the way down and click on Advanced Settings right here, you can click on this little arrow, and then you have to enable this thing called Developer Mode, which is still in beta. So you just want to click on this toggle right here, and as soon as you enable that, you'll notice this orange little circle or halo around the chat. And you can see right here it says memory is not used for this specific chat. And what you can do now is click on this plus button, hover over More, and then click on Developer Mode. And as soon as you do that, you'll see something that resembles the deep research little icon here with this Add Sources and this dropdown. When you click on that dropdown, you'll be able to add your own custom MCPs by clicking on Connect More. And then when you click it, you'll get this pop-up that'll ask you for pieces of information. For the most part, this is the most important thing, which is the MCP server URL. Now, can you bring your own MCP servers externally? Absolutely. I would say though, it's still a bit of a clunky experience and you will need to do some debugging. So for me, one of the multiple paths of least resistance is using something like the Zapier MCP server. And how it works is the following. If you go to ZapierMCP.com, you'll see something like this that says New MCP Server, assuming you're logged in, and then you'll be able to click on it and then enable something like ChatGPT. So we can click on that right here, and then you can name it whatever you want. So in this case, I'll call it Mark's ChatGPT MCP. And then when you click on Create MCP, you'll now have access to hook up whatever tools you want. So in this case, I can go and add a tool. And let's say I want to add something like Zoom. I can click on Zoom, and you can see right here, I can either add every single tool that's available in Zapier to bring into my ChatGPT instance, or I can pick and choose exactly which ones make the most sense for me. So let's say I add just this Create Meeting, and then this is enabled, and then let's add one more. So let's go and check something else. Let's say, for the sake of simplicity, let's do Google Drive. Even though you can natively hit up Google Drive just from ChatGPT, you could go and create a folder, and I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. All you have to do is click on this Connect tab right here, and then you'll see this URL. This MCP URL is something that you can copy over, paste directly into right here, and then all you have to do is just name it. You could add your own icon, and then you're good to go. So now that I've done this, I can click on Trust Application, and click on Create, and then within seconds, like I promised, it will say passed, and as soon as it's passed, I'll also be able to see the subtools that we've made available. And now you can see Zapier MCP is now connected, and you can see all the tools it has available. So you can see right here, Zoom Create Meeting, Google Drive Create Folder, and you can see here you can even add tools remotely from this MCP server itself. So let's say we wanted to add one more. So let's go back to Configure, and let's go back and let's add Airtable. Let me spell that properly. There we go. And let's add something like Find a Table. Now that that's there, if we go back, we just have to make sure we're set up and we're logged in. So I'll do that and we'll come back. So now that we're authenticated, we can go back to ChatGPT. And obviously, if I go back to this tab, I still can't necessarily see it. So if I go into the connectors right here and I go to Zapier MCP, I still don't see it. All I have to do is just click on this refresh right here. And within a few seconds, I should be able to see the new method that says Airtable Find Table. And there it is, Airtable Find Table. Now we can go here, and then we can go back into Plus, into More, into Developer Mode, I can specifically click off the Zapier MCP. And then once I do this, I can ask for something like, can you create a meeting for me tomorrow? Or you know what, let's actually make it October 1st, 2025, and make the meeting called a meeting with an MCP server. And if I send that over, it should be able to see what tools it has available and then use that tool with my permission. So very similar to how custom GPTs and custom schemas work, it will ask me to allow access to the tool. And once it does, it'll execute the request. And there we go. If we zoom in here, you can see it's created a Zoom meeting with the link, description, title, and even a .ics file so I can physically add it to my calendar. Now, naturally, I could probably add Google Calendar to this MCP and tell it, great, go and now add it to my calendar. So you can now have one MCP server hand off progress to another one. And one thing I like to do is sometimes if things are not working, I like to spy on exactly what it's doing when it's thinking, when it's calling the tool, what it's actually instructing, just in case something goes wrong. And again, one of the biggest cheat codes is being able to go back here into add tool, going to something, let's say Google Forms, and just adding all the tools available at your disposal, because when you do that, you'll now have access to every single method possible to solve a particular problem. Now, what if you didn't want to use something like a Zapier? Well, depending on the service, if it has an MCP server of its own, you could hook it up as well. So if you go into something like what I mentioned, Fireflies MCP server, and do some research on it, you'll be able to find information about how to install that server. And once you do that, it'll give you the same kind of URL you can see right here. Here's the MCP URL that you can take as well. And assuming that you are authenticated, which you can do pretty easily. So if we go into more and then developer mode, and then I'll go to connect more, and I'll add this again. We'll call this one Fireflies 2, and then we'll click on trust application, create. Now, this should bring me to a login page to authenticate my Fireflies account. You can see right here, I'm going to sign in with my Google account, and then we'll get to the place where it actually adds it. So once we're in, it's successful. And again, in seconds, you can have this hooked up. So you have multiple ways to do this. If you want to do one tool at a time, you absolutely can. If you want to use multiple tools at a time, you can. If you want to use tool aggregators like Zapier and similar tools, totally an option as well. So hopefully you can use this to supercharge your ChatGPT experience and add even more flavor and efficiency to your day-to-day workflow. If you found that helpful, then please let me know down in the comments below. Helps the video, helps the algo. And if you love stuff like this every single day and want even more ways to become that much more productive with AI, check out the first link in the description below, and maybe I'll see you in my early AI adopters community. I'll see you in the next one.